Okay, I have an affectation, several actually, but one in particular is that I tend to say good times too much. Works all the time. If something positive happens, good times. Something bad happens, good times. I have a friend who challenged me on it. She said it doesn't mean anything. Why do you say something like that? I say, well, it's for one thing, it's a placeholder for awkward moments in the conversation, and for another thing, it just feels nice. Good times. She dismissed it as meaningless, and I really couldn't argue. But then earlier I was listening to a James Taylor album, Sweet Baby James, part of which he wrote while he was actually in a mental institution. You had to think about that. Before he was famous, he was confined to a nut house. And not just any nut house. A nut house in the late 60s. We've all seen Cuckoo's Nest. It's a rough place. You gotta think about that, man. You got the Nurse Ratched over there. You got electroshock therapy. These people didn't know what they're doing. Back then they still thought homosexuality was a mental illness. It was fucked up, man. So you gotta imagine a guy sitting in that mental institution, man, and somebody gets shanked early, first thing in the morning, and then you're in the cafeteria and somebody comes in and throws feces, and you're just going out of your mind, and late at night, they turn off the lights and you're just pacing in your room, you're just walking around, and you're wondering if the demons inside your head are gonna start tormenting you at any moment, right? And you're just pacing around that room, and all of a sudden you hear a faint noise from the other side of the wall. You hear the strains of an acoustic guitar, and
sunny sky sleeps in the morning. He doesn't know when to rise. He closes his weary eyes upon the day. Look at him yawning, throwing his morning hours away. He knows how to ease down slowly. Everything is fine in the end, and you will be
and you think to yourself, good times. Good times. I told this to my friend Miranda, and she completely disagreed with me. She said, no, that guy is not happy. He's mad at James Taylor. He wants to go in and break his guitar. You know what? He's going to go in there, break James Taylor's guitar, shank him, and throw feces on him. And I couldn't argue with that, because what in some contexts is beautiful music, in another context is just an obnoxious neighbor. But then I thought about that second guy, the killer. He's sitting in there, and he's lying, he's over, James Taylor's lying, dead, and he's standing there amidst his own feces and James Taylor's blood and bits of guitar, and he's thinking to himself, damn it, I've got to clean up all of this. I've got to find some place to hide the body. I've done it before, but still, it's late, and plus I just killed the one guy who played ping pong with me. It's like, fuck, it's gonna be a long night. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So he rolls up his sleeves, wipes his brow, and he says, my lucky day. My lucky day. Good times. Goes about his work. And that's what good times means to me. Good times. And I hope you guys have a lucky day.